a leader to trust and to help them succeed. Oh, let's ride some horses, that look in their eyes. So saddle me up and let's go for a ride.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Riding Horses. All right, Colt, I've got a little exercise I want to work on with you today. And what we're going to do is, our outgate for our arena is right over here. Of course, we've got one at this end too, but this is primarily the gate that we use. And sometimes these horses feel like they want to pull to that gate, don't they? So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to use that gate as a magnet to help us with something that we're going to ask these horses to do right here. So I've got a little figure 8 exercise that we're going to use, but we're going to set it up to where we're using that magnet to help these horses learn how to counterbend. Now you're sitting on a horse that knows how to counterbend. This horse is a lot greener at it. So you watch me how I set this up. I'll talk you through it, and then I'll let you try it some so you can figure out how to set the timing up with when you're coming around in this figure 8 where that magnet will pull on your horse's shoulder, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you can just stay right here. I'm just gonna walk this figure 8 so you can see where we're gonna be. So this is just an exercise, guys, that we use. A lot of times we come out here, these horses get gate sour, they get buddy sour, they get barn sour, whatever. Instead of us fighting with that, what we want to do is just learn how to use that thing that our horses are drawn to as a magnet, and then just figure out how to let that magnet help our horses find some of these maneuvers that we're asking them to do. So as I'm just riding this figure 8, now I'm thinking about a counterbend, Colt, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. On that half of the figure 8 over there, I'm going to turn left, okay? And I'm going to tip this horse's nose to the right. But I want that magnet, that gate down there, to pull on my horse's left shoulder. So while I'm counterbending this horse towards the gate, that magnet down there is going to pull on this horse's shoulder and help draw that horse towards the gate and make this counterbend easier for me where I don't have to use my outside leg as much, okay? When I get about halfway through that circle, I'm going to switch the position of my horse's head so I can lead myself into this circle. Then when I come into this circle, it's going to be a counterbend to the right, and I'm going to do the same thing, only it's going to be set up over here where I'm going to let that magnet down there, that gate, pull on my horse's right shoulder, okay? So think about, come on, Shay, this little roan filly, it really isn't fair to her. I haven't been on this horse in a month, and we just crawled on her this morning. Colt was partying around, loping around a little bit while I was setting the camera up. Okay, right here as I come through this side of my figure 8 right over here, so I've got this set up where the left shoulder is closest to the gate. So right now that gate is pulling on this shoulder. So I'm going to tip this horse's nose to the right. I'm going to use my outside leg just a little bit, but I'm going to get that horse to step that shoulder towards that gate like that. Now right about here, I'm going to go ahead and tip her nose back to the left. Now I'm going straight through here, through the middle of my figure 8. Now I've got it set up to where right in here, now that magnet is pulling on this shoulder. So from about here, almost around to where you are, I'm going to counterbend to my right. So I'm going to tip the nose to the left. I'm using my outside leg, my left leg position 1 a little bit, but that magnet down there is helping pulling my horse shoulder in that direction, even though I got the nose tipped away. Now, right here, I'm going to switch. If I got a horse, Colt, that's stiff, and I'm trying to get them to bend their body a little bit and not be so braced, a horse's brace, when I tip their nose to the right, their shoulder's going to want to go with it, okay? So right here, as I go from this part of my figure 8 back to the center point, I'm going to tip this horse's nose back to the inside, and the magnet is still pulling on this left shoulder out there. So what it'll do is it'll let me bend this horse's nose over here, ask her to kind of follow her nose, but not step to the inside so much with her shoulder. It'll let me get a little bend in her body without her being so braced through her neck, making the shoulder come right over here to the right with her nose, okay? It's not that I'm doing a counter bend here to the left as I come through here. I'm just really trying to get her nose over here, let her follow her nose, but just get her body bent a little bit here around my leg. So it'll kind of look like this as I'm coming through to the center of my circle, or the center of my figure 8. And then right here, I'm going to tip the nose slightly to the left, and now I'm going to bring the nose back to the right. My right leg's in position 1. And I'm going to ask for this counter bend at least that far. Now I'm going to bring the nose back to the left, continue on that half circle till I get back to the center right here. Now I've got her body straight. Now I'm gonna start to tip her nose left, using my left leg, position 1. My supporting rein can help out here if I need to. Again, the whole idea of this exercise is to time it where that magnet down there is helping draw on your horse's shoulder in the same manner you're trying to set it up through your bridling with your legs. Okay? So right here, Colt, I want that magnet to draw on this horse's left shoulder. And then here I'm going to bend her back to the left. I want this shoulder to stay over here just a little bit. Okay? And then right here I'm going to tip the nose back to the left. I can help with my supporting rein if I need to. Now that, again, that magnet's drawn on that right shoulder. And then as I come through right here, I'll tip the nose back to the right. Just kind of follow her nose. I want her body bent around my right leg until I get back here to the center of my circle. Does that kind of make sense, Colt? All right, let me trade you places. In fact, I'm just gonna sit right here in the middle kind of one of your circles of your figure 8. I'm just gonna talk you through it. Just think about this. That gate down there is a magnet, okay? And it's gonna pull on that horse's shoulder. So as you come through the center of your figure 8 right there, okay? Now the magnet's pulling on that horse's left shoulder. There you go. Keep going like that, keep going. Okay, now bring the nose back this way. Stay on your circle, stay on your figure 8. Good job. Now straighten her body out right there. Now tip her nose left. Go all the way around me. Go all the way around me. Good job. Now tip her nose back to the right. Line her body up straight. Right about there is where that magnet really starts to pull on you, really starts to pull on that horse's shoulder. Go ahead and stop right there for a second. So if you're on a young horse colt that's not as far along as her, and you're just starting this counterbend thing, as you come through here straight, look at me right here. As I come through here straight, I'm at this point right here. That magnet is almost directly behind me, okay? I need to come on around this curve just a little bit so that magnet can pull on this shoulder, okay? So check this out. I'm gonna kind of leave her straight, maybe tip her nose a little bit left right here. I get about right there. Now I'm headed west, but now I've opened the door for that magnet to really pull on this shoulder. So it's probably about right in here that I'm gonna start tipping her nose to the outside and ask for that counterbend. So come on past your center point of your figure 8 a little bit more. Go that way, go that way. Right about there is where I'd start asking for that counterbend, where that magnet would really help me. I'll get out of your way over here. Okay, leave her straight, tip the nose slightly left, slightly left. Okay, right about there. Now start your counterbend. Bring that outside leg up into position 1. There you go. Straighten her out a little bit. Fantastic. We got a little rain rolling in here. Hopefully it won't start raining on us too bad. We'll have to turn that camera off. You kind of got the idea, Colt? Okay, go ahead and stop right there and just back her up. I'm gonna trot through that once. Come on back a little more. And then I'll let you trot through there, okay? So I'm just gonna trot this figure 8 here first, Colt, without really pulling on her. I'm not really asking for much. I'm just kind of getting her freed up here, get her where she's flowing around here to trot. You can kind of see where my circle's gonna be. Now watch where I start this counterbend over here, okay? I'm gonna come through the middle. I'm gonna pretty much line her body up straight. I'm not gonna start my counterbend till about right there, okay? Now I got that magnet pulling on me. Then I'll bring her nose back to the left, coming through here, and I'm gonna start the counterbend about right there. Again, I'm just waiting for that magnet to pull on me. I'm gonna start my counterbend about right here. Bring the nose back. Start my counterbend about right there. And when I get to this spot right here, now the magnet's no longer pulling on my right shoulder. As I come around this corner, now it's gonna be pulling on my outside shoulder. So in the beginning, we're trying to get these horses to find that counterbend and use that magnet to help us. We're always using that magnet to pull the shoulder that direction. Once our horses get better at it and we really want to challenge them to see if they're really listening to us, then we'll take the shoulder away from the magnet. Then we would simply switch it. We'd do our counterbend on this side, pushing that shoulder away from the magnet. Okay? Let me sit over here. You go trot through there like we were just doing. Just trot her through there once. Don't worry too much about your counterbend. Okay, we'll set it up. Come right about there. Start your counterbend. Great job. Great job. Right there. Bring your nose back the other way. Fantastic. Get on through there. Wait, wait, wait. Right there. Good job. Okay, I'm gonna just keep quiet now and you just show me you can set that up without me. Yeah, the hard part for me sometimes, guys, is showing this young man something to go do on his horses, talking him through what we're trying to do, how he can use that magnet to help him, and then just stay out of it and let him go put everything together and look at him. He's setting it up really nice. You see the idea, Colt? Okay, you held that counterbend way past this side of the circle down here, which is fine because that horse will honor your rein and your leg. Right there, bring her nose back. Good job. There's your counterbend. By the time you get to me, you need to bring your nose back the other way. There you go. Beautiful job. Okay, stop right there in the middle. Fantastic. So guys, all we're trying to do is come up with a little exercise, a little drill we can play with our horses, and we're trying to figure out if these horses are going to be pulling towards the gate, towards one specific spot in my arena, just figure out how to use that to your advantage. Don't complain about it and fuss about it. You want to work on some more body control, shoulder control, hip control. Just use that magnet to pull that piece of your horse's body in that direction, and your life will be so much easier. Colt, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? So we're not going to fight with these horses anymore. We're just going to figure out how to use all this stuff that draws on them to our advantage, huh? All right, I hope this is something that can help you guys. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Riding Horses, and we'll see you guys next time.